Good morning. Welcome to Sunrise Stroll and Chat at the Sea of Galilee. To enable victories, even for the people that don't seem to have any chance but defeat. It's great to have you here back at Sunrise Stroll and Chat at the Sea of Galilee. We captured those guys there, but we still have to get them from the green side. Welcome everybody. I have to say I have a lot in my heart this morning. I hope you're blessed. As we head into autumn, welcome to autumn here in the Northern Hemisphere, and a big welcome to spring for all those down in South Africa and Australia, South America, all those good people who are following us, New Zealand. Welcome to spring. Your days are going to start getting longer, hours are going to get shorter. Oops. They move faster than I realized. So look at this beauty here. That's as low as I have seen the sun on that window. Because it's so bright, you can capture it. Welcome everybody. Here we are at Magdala on the Sea of Galilee, at Mount Arbel, across from the Golan Heights, south of Mount Hermon, which we can't see, the mountains of Lebanon, which we can't see either with the cloud over there, and here at the Sea of Galilee. As the fall begins, we can expect some marvelous sunrises. Such a gift of light. And life. The tripod is wider than the gate, so I have to be careful coming through here. If I walk slowly here, and I'll open up I'll zoom in better, then we might see some more bird action in detail. So because it's zoomed so much, I could walk a little bit more slowly so that you don't have to feel shaky, like on an old train being rattled around. So we're learning the tricks of the trade of seeing these birds. There might be some right down here. Yeah, there was one. So good people, I woke up this morning with a lot of ideas coming into my mind because of something I read yesterday and posted on Twitter as well. There was a new document from the Vatican, and the language was startled me a little bit and got a whole thinking process going, and seeing the broader context of why that article was written in such strong terms, because of incredible concern for the path humanity is on. And I think that, our little sunrise stroll and chat also has a part, has a role. Many people are deeply discouraged, and there are some situations that cannot be underestimated as far as their severity goes, their harshness, their difficulty. Some very, very difficult situations people are in, especially with health, with cancer, with pain, with deep discouragement about life. This is a reality in our world. And people can quit and fail. And how do we handle that? When the very black clouds come across and try to hide the light, how can we react? How can light come into the world still? What's our role? What contribution can we provide in our family, to our friends, work colleagues? Like 2 people contacted me yesterday because of their loss of work. All that light has gone from their life that they had, all that source of income. And it's very difficult, amazingly difficult. Not at all easy. So there's a lot of discouragement. And I want you to take the Vatican document I sent. I put in a link here for you as well. When it'll be posted, you can see it, so that you can read the original text as well, and good commentary, because it needs a context to be understood. And it's about the pastoral care in the context of an increasing tendency in our societies toward assisted suicide. It's a very difficult subject, very hot potato. And there's a lot to be pondered, and I would say as well, those of us who are given the blessing of faith, a lot to pray about. And the language of the document is pretty tough, and it will be very important, depending on what headlines are provided in your area in publications, that you read it from its real context. And I'd like to see it in a big context of where our society is headed, what it's looking for, what it wants. And there are many wonderful, authentic seekings going on, but also there's a lack of vision about the meaning of life and the meaning of suffering and the meaning of death. And those of us who have the blessing of faith have a wonderful and a marvelous and a very sensitive and delicate task of communicating the value of life. And I think it's a little bit like a coach. The coaches are amazing people. A good coach can help a very discouraged team to victory. And it's not so much about the silver or gold trophy, but about the victory that happens in that athlete. That athlete comes out of a situation of discouragement and despair and ready to quit and give up. And how we need to become coaches for life, for victories, to help people to discover a solution, a richness, an opportunity in each challenge. When you see a child or an adult on a wheelchair winning a medal at Special Olympics, I mean, it melts your heart. You cry with joy. And you think of the parents that were involved. In fact, let's do a bigger generalization. Would any of us ever have reached any point in life without the encouragement of our parents? And some parents have it very tough. They're single parents. They're in poor health. They're exhausted. They're financially broken, making ends meet with very little. And how much encouragement they give their children. No matter, despite all the odds, they bring about victories for their children. They are the sunrise every day for their children. Little baby, just imagine how many encouragements did it take to get each one of us to speak and to make a sentence, and to the celebration of the first baby steps, crawling on the carpet, crawling on the lawn, the first walking, the first running, and the embrace, the hug, the encouragement, the endorsement, the enthusiasm, the celebration, calling grandma, calling siblings, calling aunts and uncles, neighbors, telling people at work, my baby walked the first steps today. It's just an environment of bringing life to be, because life is potential that needs to be developed. And unfortunately, our society today is saying, okay, you didn't make the first step today, so you'll never walk. Okay, you missed that note on the piano, yeah, just give up. Don't even try. Now, obviously, it's a much bigger deal when somebody is terribly ridden with tumors and intense pain. And we're calling on all scientists, all doctors, care personnel to help. We're calling on all the relatives to come in and encourage and help and give the company. We're calling on all people of prayer and faith to open up the vision so that people understand the gift of life, to become a sunrise for these people who are suffering, to open up the light and to show that the darkness can be overcome. There's meaning, there's purpose, there's joy, there's victory. Yesterday's document might sound like restrictive or condemning or punishing or something like this, and maybe some accounts of it in the media will be laid out like that. But you have to understand its purpose and its context. It's guiding pastoral workers how to behave in a situation where assisted suicide is in progress. And that's a very, very sensitive place. Very, very delicate, very, I don't know, what words can you put on it, It's incredibly, I don't know, I'm out of words, right? So there's a great need. There's a great need for light, for hope, for faith, for love and for meaning, to understand the meaning of life, the meaning of suffering, the meaning of death, the vision of eternal life, eternal sunrise that will never set. This is an extraordinary moment in human history when so many countries, different lobby groups are pushing to get assisted euthanasia laws in place in quite a few countries right now across the world, especially in Europe, my own home country, Ireland and Spain, different countries. So we need a lot of help, people. Our humanity needs a lot of help. So that's on my heart today, and I encourage you to become great coaches, great encouragers. You've been doing that all your life, especially if you're parents, if you've been parents of little children, if you've been nurses and doctors with patients who have been very sick, how much you have encouraged them, how much you've told them, okay, the dentist, the way the dentist encourages, oh, this will only take a second, don't worry, just it'll be just a second, then it'll be all okay. So much encouragement. And our whole life on this planet is just a second in compared to all of eternity. And we're made for glory and for victory. And to enable this, your word, O Lord, is a lamp for my feet. Remove from me the way of falsehood and favor me with your law. The law of your mouth is to me more precious than thousands of gold and silver pieces. How much we need this today. We need these words. Because gold and silver are offered. Many people are short on them. And this ties in with the first reading, Put falsehood and lying far from me. It just cannot be true that the solution for humanity is to quit. What would humanity ever have accomplished if we quit? If quitting was the goal. The victories we admire most are the ones that were against all the odds, in the worst scenario thinkable, with the greatest difficulties, with the greatest oppositions and hostilities, and yet to triumph. Okay, paradise was lost. But what happened? A path of recovery. A path of recovery. A path of light opening up. Light from above was reflected here below. So the first reading, and again we're with the Proverbs like yesterday, it's very interesting, Two things I ask of you, deny them not to me before I die. Number one, put falsehood and lying far from me. Put falsehood and lying far from me. It cannot be truth that humanity is called to quit. Put falsehood and lying far from me. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Wow. Provide me only with the food I need. And that sounds like the Our Father, give us this day our daily bread. And it sounds like the manna in the desert. Give us this day our daily bread. Provide me only with the food I need, lest being full I deny you, saying, who is the Lord? Or being in want I steal. Your word, O Lord, is a lamp for my feet, People, these are very heavy, strong thoughts. And we have a great mission in the world, every one of us. And if you gave a ton of encouragement to your little babies and to a pregnant mother and to young parents and to your grandchildren, that mission is only growing today. We have to continue becoming master encouragers, master coaches. So we'd say welcome to springtime in the southern hemisphere. All our Australian, South African, South American friends. And springtime is the beginning of life. And autumn is the reaping of the fruits of life, especially in the northern part of the northern hemisphere. So it's about life. Let us welcome life, encourage life, assist life where life is in danger. I wonder how much reflection we'll get here on the window. There's somebody walking along here with me. The pool is empty because of Corona period, and because we're empty, so we're in lockdown. So this is also a time of great discouragement for a lot of people, and we can provide a little encouragement as we go. Wouldn't it be great if we developed a trophy like in Olympics, a Nobel Prize for encouragers? And I think we'd be looking among parents and caregivers and emergency helpers and nurses, and also sports coaches, because they encourage so many children and even adults in their sport, in their life. So many counselors. I think we can have them in our hearts today, so that because they're in the front lines meeting the discouraged. So people, it was wonderful being with you today. Delighted that you joined us again. Delighted to share this beautiful gift we have each day here. A new day, new life. Hey, that was a nice little take there in the sun. God bless you all. If you want, just get ready. We'll go for a swim now. If you're ready, just tell me how many of you are coming, and we'll enjoy a dip. See you later, alligator.